Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is just going to be a raw, probably really boring video, but if you don't get leads from your Instagram and you're making like 5K or more, then this video might be valuable for you because these are 3 things that most people ignore that in reality are super important and will actually help you a lot in attracting more fresh and qualified people to your offer. So the first thing is first impressions. Now, this is when people land on your profile, but also the first second in your videos themselves. Because if you've had a really bad performing video and the graph looked something like this, where everyone dropped off in the first 1 to 2 seconds, that means they probably didn't even hear you speak, which means they judged you based off of your appearance. Meaning, if you want to attract qualified and successful people, let's say people making over $20,000 a month, the main thing you should focus on is not the video itself, but it's the fact that you present yourself as someone who could be around people making over $20,000 a month. Now, this is something that Iman Gadzhi did with his personal brand, because he used to post content that would attract a lot of broke teenagers. And I guess it worked for a while because he had a low ticket offer that he was selling to a lot of people. But then his team decided that we want to work with more valuable people, more successful people, people who make more money. And that type of content and that appearance didn't suit him for that type of offer. So what did they do? They made him grow his beard out. They made him dress like someone who is qualified enough to talk to these types of people. And the result ended up in him buying a multi-billion-dollar company, which was WAP. So the first impression matters a lot. And within the first second of your video, the main things that you should focus on is appearance, background, and your language. Your language, right? Because these 3 things right here will instantly make people use that first judgment that they have of you in a positive manner. So it's a pretty simple thing, but the way you look like, the places you're around, the network of people you're around, everything like that plays a role in people's judgments of you. So when you're creating content to attract more leads, you should also focus on fixing these things so that the initial judgment is a positive one, because a positive judgment results in them sticking around longer for the video itself, which is where you use the other tactics to kind of keep them there, right? Because the most important thing is to actually make them stay there. From there on, it's just keeping them engaged enough and kind of like using their emotions and stuff like that to kind of keep them there. But if you can't get them to even stick around to watch the video, then the whole video is useless. So that's the first thing in your video. For your landing page there, then wait, let me just remove this. Your landing page kind of follows the same principle, but in a little different way. So the journey looks something like this. They land on your profile, they see your profile picture, see your username, and they see your bio. That's the first thing everyone sees. If you say you see something different, then you're just weird, because that's the first thing people see. So bio and the profile picture. The profile picture, like I said, the way you look, the places you are, everything plays a role into the snap judgment. So having a good profile picture actually plays a much bigger role than you would think. Your username, especially if you're working with high quality people, needs to be something clean and simple. You can't use like a corny username and expect people with multi-million-dollar net worths to engage with you. Your bio, depending on the people you work with and your dream avatar, will be different. If you work with more professional older people, it's going to be more simple and more structured. If you're more laid back and you want younger clients, it's going to be more straightforward and just laid back and easy to read. And it's just a lot of different things. But you need to understand who you're targeting and structure your whole profile around that. The next stage are your highlights. That's the second thing people see because it's the second thing right below there. Here, again, the picture and the name of the highlight plays a big role. So a really common thing to do is just to have like a start here or a click me with an image that would attract someone. On my end, I just have a simple blue gradient because I haven't got to actually taking any B-roll or clips or pictures, anything like that. So for now, I'm just using a calm, clean, and structured way with my brand color of blue. But in your case, it could be if you have a client highlight reel, then you would have a picture of you and your client at a nice location. That's just an example. You can look at your competitors and you'll see that most of them already use this one principle. Then the final stage they hit are your top 3 videos or images. A lot of people use images, maybe a carousel to run you through. But if you have videos, then these 3 videos are probably the most important one because these are the ones that everyone that clicks on your profile will most likely see. So it should be something about you, like your story. It should be something about your offer and what you sell and a result. And by using this structure, you instantly let them know who you are, let them know what you do, and let them know what you've done for other people already, which gives them a much more trusting starting point, right? Because when doing it this way, your content instantly kind of makes people judge you in a positive way. And when clicking on your profile, having it structured and appealing to your dream avatar allows you to be more appealing to that type of person, which increases your odds of them going down your funnel, them reaching out to you or engaging with you in any type of way in a positive way, right? Because if your profile looks bad or if you look bad in the first couple of seconds, of course, there are exceptions where people succeed with a low quality video or with a trashy profile, but most of the time, that's just not how it works. So you want to optimize it to get the best possible odds because what's the point of hoping for a one-hit wonder when you can kind of guarantee your results, right? There's no guessing game in here. You're using basic human psychology to understand why people would even engage with you, why people even would trust you, and doing these psychological things to make them trust you without even realizing that you're making them trust you, right? So it feels like you're the right person for them, but in reality, it's just you structuring everything in a way where their own brain makes them believe that you're the right person for their problems. Now, the second thing. The second thing is using Instagram to attract and YouTube to nurture, right? So on Instagram, the main thing that you should understand is don't try to be hard selling. And also, don't make it too niche. On Instagram, your main purpose is to attract people, right? Potential leads, people you might want to work with, and the right people. So you're not going to be posting broad trends or whatever. You're still going to keep it business related, but you're keeping it more broad to allow more people to come into your profile and see even more of you. Then, the reason I say YouTube to nurture is because when you're structuring your profile like this, you're going to have some top of the funnel content. You're going to have some more skits or some funnier types of videos, storytelling types of videos, personal experiences and stuff like that. But you're also going to have some middle of the funnel content, which are going to be educational. Now, these videos are the ones that are going to be niche. Because when doing it this way, you now have a lot of people coming onto your profile. And these people are now seeing the niche video. And most likely, most of these people, they won't engage with this. They won't like it. This won't appeal to them. But the select few who it applies to will then get funneled to your YouTube channel. Now, your YouTube channel is a niche YouTube channel. And a niche YouTube channel means you're not trying to attract new people over there. All you're doing on YouTube is appealing to your ICP's problems. So you're creating content specifically for the person that you want to work with. And I can go on and on about how to create your YouTube videos, but just niche it down to as deep as you can. So everything that your offer revolves around, just break it down on YouTube. Break down your offer, break down the problems that you solve and everything like that, so that the right people, when landed on it, will feel so appreciated and so directly talked to that it will nurture them to a buying ready stage, right? So I won't go into how to create the videos. You can probably watch a million other YouTube videos that break this down, but your YouTube channel will be appealing to your ICP's problems. And this is where the attract and nurture part comes in. The people that watch your niche Instagram content and they like it, or they engage with it, they appreciate it, they comment, whatever, these people are the ones that are going to engage with your call to actions. So these can be stories, these can be at the ends of the niche content, or these can be from engaging with them in the DMs themselves and sending them over to the YouTube by sending them a video. Additionally, your bio is going to have a link, and this link 90% of the time should be your YouTube channel or a YouTube video, like a case study or a really valuable video. And from watching this niche content and the information that you talk about applying to them and them seeing the call to actions, they're going to go onto the YouTube. And on the YouTube, like we mentioned, you have your ICP problem solved. So when they see this and they understand, holy shit, this guy knows what he's talking about. He can truly help me, and it's beneficial for me to watch this guy, they instantly trust you way more. And on your YouTube channel, like I said, it's a niche YouTube, so you're not following any you're not following any structures or any rules to create these videos. All you're doing is you're making sure that your ICP appreciates these types of videos. So the description, God damn it. The description on your YouTube video has two things. It has an invitation to DM you on Instagram if they have any questions, and you have a direct link to book a call or a consulting call, a sales call if you want, but most likely it's a consulting one where they have the option to directly take action. Now, if they don't take action over there, it's not a problem, because remember, they're still on your Instagram, meaning all the attracting content that you're posting, it doesn't matter because it doesn't change anything. They just keep seeing your face. And additionally, all of your call to actions and all of your case studies now play a much bigger role in that exact lead's situation. Because remember, they trust you way more after watching those videos. And by constantly seeing people getting results and constantly seeing the opportunity to take action and work with you, of course, I'm not telling you to spam call to actions, but I'm saying from consistently seeing these for a week, a month, many months, whatever, they're going to eventually take action. Now, if they take action on your own, or if you or your setter shoot them a DM and have a genuine conversation with them to eventually get them to take action, they're going to take action, because that's just how humans work. If you trust someone and you truly believe that these people can help you, now the third thing plays into the first thing I mentioned, which is marketability. Marketability. Now, everything from your results to your personality, your looks, reputation, network, and skills all play into your marketability. And marketability is basically the thing that allows all rich people and successful actors, successful athletes, and all of this stuff to make their millions. Because use Kobe Bryant as an example, right? Kobe made, I think, 42 million a year from his NBA contract, or 21, I can't really remember. But Tim Duncan also made the exact same amount from his contract, and these guys had the same stats, meaning they were just as good as each other on the basketball court itself. Now, the difference between these two guys is Kobe was a guy who loved competition. He loved to trash talk. He loved to be on camera, be in ads, just build a story and a narrative for people to love. While Tim Duncan, on the other hand, he was shy, he was quiet, he didn't talk too much, he didn't cause any trouble, he didn't have anything to really relate to or anything to love about the guy or hate about the guy. He was just a basketball player. So while Kobe made his salary and Tim Duncan made his salary, Kobe actually made over $100 million a year because he managed to get the sponsorships from people, and people liked him, so people paid him to be on stuff. People paid him for TV, for ads, for promotions, for everything, while Tim Duncan only made about $2 million a year from endorsements. So that all breaks down to Kobe being the more marketable person of the two. So you want to make sure that you truly understand what appeals to your ICP and present that through your content. You need to make sure that people actually can like you. Now, on the other hand, you want to make sure that people also can hate you. And this might sound like the dumbest thing you've heard in a while, but just hear me out. A lot of people stick right in between, where they don't say anything too controversial, they don't say anything of their personal beliefs, they don't make any points, any claims, anything like that that would make people decide between if they like him and they relate to him or not. So there's nothing pushing the needle in any way for people to actually pick a side on you. So that means people don't like you because people don't hate you. If people hate you, on the other hand, there are people that like you. You kind of get the point I'm getting to. You need to make sure that people can hate you in order to make sure that people can like you. So you need to think of things like who you're trying to piss off in your content. Who are you trying to make emotional? Who do you want to motivate? Who are you trying to relate to? And all of these questions before creating your video so that your content actually hits. And your content, it won't hit if it doesn't speak to anyone. So you want to make sure that people either strongly agree or disagree with your content. And you never want to be in the middle, because then there's nothing pushing anyone forward. And the final thing about being marketable is the ability to leave lasting impressions. When you create your video, you want to ask yourself the question, does this video leave a genuine, lasting impression or not? And some impressions are things like a relatable video, an aggravating video, an epiphany they might get, an exciting type of video, something that excites them, something that motivates them, something that makes them sad. These are all emotions that stick with people for a long time. And you want to make sure that the emotions you choose for your content actually help you in the sales process. If you're selling coaching and all of your videos just aggravate people, piss people off, the odds of them still wanting to work with you are lowered, which is pretty obvious. If the guy doesn't like you and you just keep pissing him off, you hitting him up in the DMs and trying to pitch him coaching services probably won't work because the guy hates you. Now, on the other hand, if you keep motivating people, if you keep relating to people, if you keep making them excited and all of this stuff, and let's say you're a fitness coach, do you think the motivated guy who relates to your story and gets excited by watching your videos will want to take action and join your program? I don't know about you, but it sounds pretty obvious that he will. So leave lasting impressions, make yourself marketable, and make sure that the first impression is optimized. That's all that I got today. That's 20 minutes of your time. If you're still watching and you have any questions, shoot me a message on Instagram, or like I mentioned in the previous step, book a call in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.